Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Y'all, mm, mm, mm. I thought I'd never see the day, but I have lived to see it. These white folks are cutting up over these South Africans. I have never seen so much white on white crime in my life in 1 week. And it's on both sides of the Atlantic. And I'm going to let them speak for themselves because it's interesting. I thought white people would have been, at least accepting of these people. And I know some are, but some of them are not. And they're not making any secret of it. So this is one time that we can just sit this out and let them handle it because it seems like they want to handle this. So let's go all the way over to South Africa.
This is for the Americans. If you're not an American, feel free to watch, but please try and get it to the Americans. My name is Bianca van Wyk, born in South Africa, live in South Africa. Today you will be welcoming the so-called white Afrikaans refugees. They are there based on an offer made to them, which I must say was informed by disinformation about South Africa. Now, I've seen a lot of takes on who Americans think they are receiving. Okay, you are not getting successful, professional, white, middle class South Africans that are fleeing South Africa. The people you are getting are the people that believe that there is discrimination against them based on their race. Keep in mind, we live in the most unequal country in the world. We have, for instance, 70% of agricultural land and agricultural holdings are owned by white South Africans. 62 to 68% of top leadership positions in corporate are filled by white males. There is a huge salary disparity between white South Africans and the rest of the population. And there are a number of other indicators which shows you that this story of discrimination based on race is false. Another thing that I wanted to say is that you will get certain so-called refugees that have experienced crime. However, in South Africa, no one is exempt. These people that you are welcoming assume because they're white, they should not experience crime. The people most affected by crime in South Africa happen to be black people that live in poverty. So as you open your doors and welcome people, and you're going to get a lot of information and disinformation from these people, please do keep that in mind. Oh, I also would like to say all the best and good luck to the Americans.
Well, she's got a mouthful. Sounds like what she's saying is y'all are just getting the slugs, the bums of South Africa, regardless of what you think you're getting. And clearly, they have a huge sense of entitlement. They've got 70% of those people's land, but they want all of it. They don't think the South Africans should have any of the land. See, that's what it sounds like is they got 70% of those people's land. But they want all of it. They want all of it. If the South Africans, the actual South Africans, get any of the land, then they feel like they've been discriminated against. So basically, what I hear her saying is good riddance and good luck. Whoa. Well, let's come back to America and see what white Americans are saying about them.
This video is for the white Afrikaners who are coming to the United States. I think you've already landed here. And I know that some of the folks who met you at the airport told you, welcome, we're so glad you're here. Most of us aren't glad you're here, okay? We don't want you here. We never wanted you here. And furthermore, I noticed they're gonna settle you in Idaho, Ohio, and North Carolina. I will tell you they're not our finest states, so they're a good fit for you. I understand that many of you are farmers, and I've seen a lot of people say, oh, that's great, we need more farmers. Sorry to say, we don't. We actually need farm workers because we've deported most of them. So if you can, put your picking hat on and think about, picking produce, that's largely probably what you're going to be doing here because I hear you don't have a lot of skills. I would also say that you're not going to have to hold just one job, but probably two or three to make up for your quality of life that you had back in South Africa. There will be no servants working for $2 a day. There's none of that here. So you're the servant who's working for $2 a day. So enjoy that. You're going to have to pay for your health care. And ordinarily, because you're a refugee, who's being discriminated against, you would go on Medicaid. But guess what? The Republicans just cut Medicaid. So I don't think you're going to have that option for healthcare. So maybe you'll do without. I don't know. And honestly, I don't care. I did notice that the Episcopalian Church had a program with the government where they would, excuse me, they would resettle and help, refugees resettle. They find you all to be so onerous, they terminated the partnership with the government and they said, yeah, we won't be resettling those folks. Other things that you need to know about. While we are 58% white here in the United States, that's not going to last much longer. Within the next couple of years, we're going to be the minority, which will be fun for you because that's what you're used to. Interestingly enough, we have a ton of Latinos. We're the second largest Spanish-speaking country in the world. So for you, if you could stop speaking that dirty, guttural, whatever it is, German, French, Dutch thing that you speak, that Afrikaans, nobody wants to hear that shit. So you can speak English or you can speak Spanish, which is really the second language here. In terms of other things that you need to know about, the black people in this country, they don't get fucked with, okay? I know that there's a long legacy of colonialism and all kinds of stuff happening in your country, but our black folks have sort of been through the fire, if you will, and they're not going to be fucked with. So you're the minority here. Enjoy. I really hope you like your time here. I'm going to bet my ass that you're going to be booking it back to SA probably within the next 12 months. Have a great day.
Well, there's a lot being said about this on TikTok, and everybody sort of is up in arms about it because they had suspended the refugee program for everybody but these people. But again, I can't muster up any real energy for this because nothing that this man does, nothing that this administration does is going to surprise me. But now, they probably are going to be in for a surprise if they think they're going to come over here and have servants working for them for $2 a day. And they're farmers, but they really aren't farmers because I would like to know who's actually doing the work on those farms because I'm willing to put money on the table that it's not them. Everybody comes to the United States thinking that they're going to be co-rulers with white people over black people. And that's probably what the Trump administration would like. But I think black people have already made it clear that a lot of this work they're not going to do. So it's going to be very interesting to see how these people fare. I don't think they're going to fare very well. And I don't think they're going to stay. I don't think they're all going to stay because they don't look like anybody that's done any real work. For one thing, they're old and they're overweight. And then they've got these little children who would have to become acclimated to a whole different culture that they don't know anything about. And it's not going to be anything like it was in South Africa. And it's going to cost a whole lot more money to live here. So if they don't have a pocket full of money, and this woman in the first video said they're not the best and the brightest of even the white South Africans. So we'll see how it all shakes out. But I just really can't get excited about it one way or the other because as long as this administration is calling the shots, anything can happen. And it won't be anything good from my perspective. But anyway, y'all, let me know what you think about the video. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And have a great evening.